Onto this bomb site. shox just falls in a crumpled heap, and that'll be the bomb plant.
All right, so far, I've got to say, Ty not looking all that threatening, but this is go time now. This is backs to the wall. You know, NiP are already on that big round marker. This is the most defining performance out of NiP in quite some time. We've seen they're able to get the double AWP as well, with a little bit of backup to it as well. 1K still sitting on Alu, 1.9 on Forest, so it's not the most risky of investments, but for Titan, this is do or die time. There's no returning from this one. Going for the straight-up rifles across the board, they can't really afford much more. A little bit of utility to work with, but if they get off to a shoddy start, this could spiral real fast. And look at NiP, they look like they want to punish this.
Look very confident here. shox will challenge on short. He does get two. He's going to take the wind out of NiP's sails instantly. Sometimes a little bit of aggression goes a long way. The best defense is a good offense, should I say now. As shox will go try his luck yet again, but Alu at least will be there just to shut him down and waggle the finger at him. But NiP had to work onto this with only 3 players. There's going to be one in the mid holding the bomb here as Alu is actually looking for something again. He's extending himself here onto short to try and open things up. Forest and GetRight will sit back as well, not really looking for anything in particular right now. As GetRight is being very careful about the way he works his way into tunnels. It's all about Alu though. It's all about him opening things up here on this side. He needed that pick there. He's not even going to connect the shot. So Titan will be able to sit back and they'll leave it open to a rotate here, to a retake here, should I say, if Alu wants to keep going.
Yeah, it's going to be difficult for NiP to break into this RPK. If he peaks, though, it may become a little bit more viable. But look at him moving up there. Alu's trying to get a little bit cheeky then. Look down towards CT, but Alu's hunting this. They've got rounds to spare, so you can see that... Oh! The timing on that was just unreal. But still, Alu gets called out. He's down to 2. Titan keeping this one close. That's smithzz coming in, finally, to the matter. Catching him out. And now bomb is down. Let's see what Forest and GetRight can do. The classics, the duo. Forest already getting one, GetRight with the other, but RPK denies it. Now the bomb's planted, they know where it is, and Existence holds firm. NiP not able to pull any of that magic out of the hat, and Titan get their 5th on the board.
And the first of the half as well, and not a moment too soon now. 5 rounds for the Frenchman, and NiP 2 rounds away from victory here as well. They must hold them at bay, but bear in mind as well, NiP have had a good chance to build that bank up, and there's shox just trying to wave some of his own cash in their face and say, I've got this gun, I'm not afraid to use it. NiP will still buy, won't be the double AWP set up here, but Alu will have the zoom stick.
Do you mean zoom banger?
Zoom
Magic stick. Did you just like combine like...
Zoom stick? No,
zoom stick.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll go with it, we'll go with it. I'm not so sold, but we'll work on it. Anyway, already, shox getting aggressive. Freiburg's kind of noted that. I really like that. You can see the adaptation from one round to the other. Freiburg ready and waiting to receive shox if he went for that aggression again, but both can back away, not take too much damage. But on long, you're seeing NiP building up here, and already smithzz going to hop himself up towards that platform. He's going to get the shot towards long. I'm not sure if he's already predicting someone in pit. There is someone there, but this is a much slower round from NiP.
Yeah, a little bit confident, I think, riding on a lot of momentum before that. That's a great pop flash for Freiburg in towards mid, and shox can't even fire off one of his own. smithzz will be inside CT here, but this is time falling apart. Scream's going to try and make something happen here, moving in out of tunnels. Ali will be looking towards his position. This has to be a very conservative peek from the man. He does half peek that one, and he gets the better of Ali as well. Perfectly played by the man from Belgium. And let's see now as Titan transition up on towards short with 3 players. smithzz might just hold mid for the moment here, but look at this. NiP already set on A, having yet to plant here, so there is options.
Titan are pushing this as well. They're already on the cross. That is dangerous. And look at the impact it's had. They crossed over before NiP expected. And it's all on Exist. 1v2 now. smithzz hops up for the challenge. They know where he is now. This should be an easy round for Titan. And it is. smithzz will close it out, and Exist gets wiped, and Titan aren't giving this up. I love that confidence play coming out of short. They just push straight through, working on the flash, having faith that it at least catch 1 or 2 out, and it did. GetRight had to tuck himself back towards that A ramp. He wasn't able to watch the cross, and then 2 kills instantaneously off the back.
All right, let's see what NiP go for here. They're not French, so I don't know how aggressive any sort of force will be. And as I say that, we do already see the AWP going to Alu. They are trying to really close this one out here. It's the Tech 9 for GetRight. Freiburg has a deagle. Not too shabby considering. I think a little bit of a utility as well. Let's see how they work around it.
And I kind of like the way Titan are playing this. They're kind of leaving mid early on. They're not even really bothering it with it that much. shox will eventually come back around to it just to keep tabs on Scream as well from the B side. But NiP just looking to maybe exploit that a little bit. Forest already toying with, you can see GetRight working on long as well, just trying to keep RPK busy and guessing. And certainly also pulling smithzz in towards it. So, NiP working the way through those double doors. Scream is there. The crossfire is just slightly more passive and it works well. shox, though, the timing is just absolutely unreal for him. He goes to smoke short. They're now going to start coming through. It's down to Scream in existence, but shox is going to walk through and Scream getting the double is going to deny the threat that NiP posed. And that's Scream going wild. That's 3 for him. Easy pickup. Just turreting himself around. And GetRight just kind of left in that awkward predicament. Last man standing. Titans starting to find their form finally.
Yeah, a confident force up there for NiP is going to yield only the 1 kill for them here. And they might just have to be a bit more sensible about this one now and go to the eco. They are only 2 rounds away, but Titan with the last 3 rounds in a row, 2 of those being defuses as well. So they're really able to neutralize. It showed that they're happy to sit back and play the retake and sort of come forward and take out ninjas in pajamas after they've set up here. So this is good from them. smithzz has the AWP in hand now. Mid's going to be smoked up instantly here as NiP obviously lack the, I guess, the arsenal to really go head-to-head with smithzz in this kind of scenario. But he's already seen that play. He's going to get a heavy tag on towards exist, I think it was. And he'll sit back while the rest of NiP try and get into mid and try and make something happen with his very limited arsenal.
Yeah, and they took so much damage from the opening. Nades, look at them, they're down to what, 18, 27, 9. Dangerous stuff from smithzz, so to go for that sort of challenge. Already NiP being out that far, but shox and co should be able to clean this up. RPK still on long. Nice little flash going to come through, allow RPK a little closer, and even though Titan are taking damage, this shouldn't be a round loss. Screaming existence finally pull it back into tow as Exist and Alu, the last 2 standing. Bomb at least going down. NiP are getting plants in so many of these rounds.
Highly profitable round here. For the ninjas in pajamas, and they already set up on this A side, so Titan just have to work together here easily enough. Scream, as he does, takes down Exist as they make their way on towards short. Alu did at least get himself a deagle, but he's not going to have any chance to use it as Stream, then gets his second, and that's not bad from NiP as well. For a round that they really just want That's it, he's going to get 1, he's going to get 2 shox, doing it like only he can. He's looking for friberg as well, but the tap towards the head is not going to find its target. And friberg will at least be able to shut him down, but NiP have sustained significant casualties just trying to get rid of that one Maverick player. And they're still in mid. Now, contemplating their next move. RPK is already pushed up here as well towards these doors on Longhouse. And GetRight may be in danger if he doesn't move fairly quickly here. There's smithzz. Alu trying to make his way there on towards short. And the aggressive peek from him will shut him down. friberg has to double back for this bomb, or at least try and open up something further on as GetRight comes through with him here. The 2 players back-to-back here for NiP. It's going to be a smoke for friberg. We opt for the CT push here. Flash over as well. They're taking their time. 45 seconds are left in this round. And you can see RPK is going to wrap back towards A as well. They're just going to draw themselves together here. It's 2 sides, A and B, both heavily defended for NiP. Well, to break through at this stage.
I start to worry when NiP get to this point. If they start choking this out, it's going to be pretty devastating. As they are just taking their time. Their sweet, sweet time. I think GetRight's having some connection issues there. We actually saw him drop out in one of the other games as well recently, so hopefully it's not going to be too much of a problem. Maybe NiP just struggling a little bit connection-wise. friberg as well, seeming to have some issues. We'll have to find out if that's okay, what's going on there, because it does seem as though he's kind of chilling out. I don't think he's, generally holding this angle, if I'm honest. But yeah, I hope there is no issues coming into this. There isn't a pause either, which is weird. I can imagine there'll be a pause going into the next round. Just want to see what goes on here, guys. There we go. So yeah, the pause has come in. I think there's just a couple of connection issues on the NiP side. I do see Forest is still moving. Just want to see who's actually here. Okay, well, anyway, that aside, let's kind of recap what we've seen. So, the T side coming in for NiP. Now, it started off well. They picked up those 3 gun rounds, the 3 rounds off the back of picking up the initial pistol. And yeah, I think friberg just dropped out as well. So that does make sense. It's a bit of a shame, though.
Could be the NiP Villa under attack there.
So yeah, as our beautiful observer, thank you very much, Pan, is displaying. They had a fairly 3 clean round pickup just off the start of things, so the pistol went very, very well for them. But once that gun round came in, you saw Titan starting to really flex what they can do. I love the aggression from shox. He has been very instrumental, actually, once again in the CT presence. Not only that double pickup they got on the first gun round that came in when he pushed out towards short, picked up 2 players instantaneously. NiP was still playing very aggressive on this point. They weren't really flashing in too well. They weren't really doing too much. And then again this, pushing straight up, catching out 2. And he almost gets a 3rd here. He just kind of doesn't quite get the adjustment on the tap. But the point is that when shox starts operating like this, he can become just as much of a threat as Scream. He can be such an individual heavy hitter. That's why this Titan lineup, their skill ceiling is extraordinarily high. So I fear for NiP that if we keep seeing things like this, it's going to start really going in Titan's favor almost to a degree. But the point is that when you're on these sort of scoreline markers, it's not the mental game that really comes into it. When I talk to the players, they just see it as round by round. It's more the fact that when you're in Titan's shoes, especially if NiP get to 15 rounds here, or soon, probably not into this round, I can imagine. They're still fairly skint. Fairly. It's the fact that there's no mistakes anymore. One player can't miss a shot. They can't misread a situation. You don't get that buffer round. And that's the biggest difference once you get towards those 14, 15 rounds against you. But still, if Titan can depend on their individuals to find this sort of form, they're in a good place.
It's important to notice as well that NiP have chanced for the double orb setup here on the T side, and it hasn't worked out nearly as well for them at all. And, you know, credit to guys like smithzz as well, who in that last round as well shut down a good portion of that with one aggressive push to short with the orb, had a strong angle, and straight away eliminated one of those players as well. He was Alu, actually, was trying to make his way up and sort of find his way in there. So even on this CT side, Titan are in short bursts, pushing forward, catching, you know, T side players out of position who are trying to set up, and the double orb setup as well, not working so well, because before NiP even get into those positions, those important vantage points, we're seeing members like shox, of course, and smithzz as well, shut them down before they can really get the ball rolling here. They made a significant investment in that last round to do just that as well, and this round I think they probably have to save again.
Yeah, so the point I was kind of making out with shox kind of having the increased performance, it's really just shining in these last 3 games, let's say. The game against Penta and the game against SK. His rating has skyrocketed back to what he originally started at. If you look back to the original days of CSGO, where everyone was, you know, singing his praises, like the 2012 days, the 2013 days, especially during LAN events, it did decide to, I say slump. Slump is a very harsh word, but, you know, around 14, 15, he wasn't exactly. It did decline slightly, but if you see him kind of operating at this level, you've got to start taking note in this one. It's just like, okay, this is starting to get a little worrying, but still. Let's also take into the account here that NiP now can just sit back and kind of think about things a little bit, because they have been completely outdone by Titan on their gun rounds. Titan have been playing really, really well on their CT side. Now, of course, it's not great to drop out in games like this. It's far from ideal. But it will give them a chance to maybe talk things over, say, okay, guys, you know, this has been an issue. We're probably going to have to go into an eco this round, I can imagine. But, you know, off the back of that and going forward, let's try and, you know, work something out. Let's try and make something work from this. This is what we should be focusing on, because this shouldn't work this round. They've been getting substantial amount of bomb plants, but they lose so much getting there. They have no chance at actually holding the retake. So anyway, we're back underway. It's 14-9, but Titan have been on a roll.
All right, shox now actually has the AWP in mid. It's a double setup, of course, with smithzz again. This aggressive push towards short here as well, trying to spot something out in tunnels if he can. And friberg will probably oblige momentarily. In fact, if any NiP players do show themselves, Forest was lucky to avoid that one there as well. The Molotov to follow up, and smithzz takes a slight tagging. And that aggressive sort of push from him going to be shut down a bit. Good nade as well, actually, on towards friberg. And smithzz is able to clean up straight away with the AWP. shox will just watch mid. For the moment here, NiP have to start. Think about a bit of a plan B at this stage, as Alu is slowly going to ferry the bomb in towards those tunnels. shox just won't leave mid right now. He doesn't want to give control over. He definitely doesn't want to give NiP the option to go through CT or B. And his existence holding at B.
Yeah, but this is the problem. Exist is the one man with a rifle, and he's down to 14 HP. Might need to switch that over to Alu, if I'm honest. Good little ding comes out towards shox. And that was from Forest, quite possibly. Now Scream has to come in and be the babysitter of mid, and he... Oh, really? Scream! It's just sexy Counter-Strike with this man. Just look at that sort of control. 25 bullets still in the clip. He's expended almost none, and he's looking for the follow-up. He's trying to be crisp with it, but he does get overtaken by Alu, but it has just left Exist alive. He was the man with the rifle at the start, got taken down low, switched it out, and its existence closed down.
Do you think, obviously this is coming from someone who's not an expert on Scream and his play style, that sometimes he's reluctant to try and spray down? Are you looking for those sort of precise headshots? Is that going to sort of work against him in some cases?
It's like, you look at the benefit of doing it to these two, and then he lost out to the one. I don't know. See, it's that balance,
It's
isn't
like,
it,
could he
right?
have sprayed down there and maybe had some more luck?
Maybe. Who knows? But I'm not going to doubt that man's aim when he's pulling it off, at least. But still, we're going to see NiP back on the bye. This is the big round coming in. Otherwise, they're going to be in a bit of a tricky predicament, because Titan look as though they are meaning business, and that is the start that NiP were fearing. Exist goes down. shox picking up the mantle with that AWP and already adjusting, expecting that short presence. And he's right to be feeling as so.
That's right. Ninjas of Pajamas still have 2 AWPs in play, but freiberg drops down very quickly. smithzz just adjusting to that one, watching the push off short, and shox is there as well. So many time players are in position to receive this one, and there's Scream doing work on towards Get Right yet again. alu drops down just after that, and now it's just forrest to hold on his own. He will be shut down, and NiP, yet another big investment into those AWPs, is ground into the dust. Titan are starting to make this one very close.
Can we just, if we hit that scoreboard as well, you can see how clean their rounds have been coming into it. They started out a little bit sloppy after, well, the first gun rounds were a little bit closer, but in the last couple, they've been certainly keeping at least 4 and above alive, and it's been meaning their economy is getting so well built here. 8.4k with smithzz, 8.1, 8.5, and, you know, NiP, shoddy. Yeah, really, really shoddy buy coming into this. They've got the Tech 9s. They still need just 2 rounds. That's the worrying factor. They've got the smoke towards short, but shox is going to oblige. He's going to crouch under, take a little peek, but then back away, expecting once again that short presence. And he's reading them like a book here. NiP are being very, very rinse and repeat in this.
Yeah, a little bit one-dimensional from them there as alu just jumps to his death. smithzz gets his second. He's looking for a third as well, and why not give it to the man? shox will take one of his own, and freiberg, of course, caught away from the bomb for the moment by the smoke. More smoke to follow, and Titan are controlling the flow of this game perfectly.
This is going to be frustrating for NiP, actually.
Oh dear, don't Zeus him, please.
Oh, smithzz wants to. He's gone for the pop flash. He's trying it. freiberg. These guys might just try and keep him alive for a little while, kind of soften him up, but you can see the Zeus at the end just like making sure he's dead. Got a double tap right there. But RPK does close it down, and we're at 12-14. This is a great comeback from Titan. As soon as they got those guns in their hands, they've started to do real wonders here. And NiP's T side, what has happened to this? It reminds me of the Fnatic game. You know, it's these kind of massive comebacks, these massive flaws in their sides, and look at this purchase, real strange. Oh, there we go. Finally, it kind of comes through. I was like, why don't they have rifles if they've gone for everything else? But there we go. They do have it in the end. Had a little bit of a moment, but still, the dak towards long going to be rattling off a couple of shots as we'll be in the hands of smithzz. But no one to be found just yet. Forrest actually made it out.
Yeah, forrest got past the dak shots there, and he does get on towards RPK. It's going to be a flash for him, and maybe at least to let the rest of his team through, but smithzz will be vigilantly watching that longhouse there. Of course, with the auto sniper, and Scream is also caught there as well. It's always good reinforcements here from Titan. They always get their players in the right spots. Scream as well played very aggressively out of CT in the last 2 rounds, doing great work for Titan. But what are the rest of NiP doing? That's alu on short. This could turn around here against Titan, perhaps. smithzz is still in pit. He's just going to try and smoke himself for the moment here and give some time for Existence to catch up. He's going to try and get the spray down. Existence there. Existence is going to trade. He gets 2 for his trouble now, and we have a 2v2. shox still has an AWP, though.
But shox is not in the right place this time. He's been the instrumental man so far. He's been making all the difference, but this time he was over at B. The bomb's down at A. They've already got control back towards short, just to touch freiberg, tentatively stepping towards it. They're watching for Existence. They want to get him down early on, but this retake is still dangerous. shox makes his way there, but Get Right finds Existence. freiberg towards shox. And finally, NiP break the back of Titan. They're on 15 rounds now, but that took quite some time, to say the very least. That was almost, what, 8 rounds back-to-back coming in for Titan there, and NiP finally get one. If it stays to this, it's not going to be an easy game, and Titan still have so much money to work with.
This is the second time again that smithzz is going to invest in the auto sniper in this round. Did not work out at all last round as well. It was just forrest that managed to jump across before he really could connect, and then the rest of it worked around that potential stalemate situation along really, really well. They're still persisting with the 1 AWP here for NiP. It's just alu, and he will be watching mid for quite some time, but shox probably won't oblige here. He may go for a bit of a late peek towards that one. No, on towards short here, so he's not going to bother too much with that one. And NiP, you can see smithzz and RPK so aggressive as well along. They really just want to lock them in towards the middle of the map and pick them apart.
I'm wondering if NiP just keep looking at towards short and where shox has been playing, and shox actually already adjusting. He's down by CT now. He's going to smoke up towards short and pull in the net a little bit here. And normally it's Scream on the other side of things, over by that kind of hole in the wall once it starts happening. But no, this is a good little fake out play from NiP. If they actually follow up towards short, they have pulled shox away. But there's still smithzz and there's still RPK being the guardians on this site.
NiP yet to really make their move here, and RPK will be watching long. Get Right, not really sure what he's going to be walking into here. It's not the first time RPK has held this exact same position with that smoke up as well. And last time it worked out well for him, but oh, the peak from Get Right is not going to pay off there. But Exist was there to trade in. That's not too bad at all for NiP actually now. Of course, getting the 1-for-1. But there's the auto sniper of smithzz doing work. The flick is nice as well, straight down towards Forest. But Alu trades into that one as well. Another 2v2.
All right, so Exist is at long. He's the one playing calm in this. Alu's going to be on the site. Scream and Existence on the retake. So far, Titan have been prime on their retakes. Let's not forget that fact, and that's a great start. Scream's going to catch out Alu. It's down to Exist.
There's a Molotov burning on the bomb site here. Titan have a couple seconds before they can go for that one. Exist is low, only 15 health and only an AK, and Existence will be watching straight towards that pit to try and cut him down. The shot hits from Exist finally, though.
What?
The defuse will be finished by Scream. He'll get it done just at the last second. The spray was coming through the box, but time was on Titan's side.
Oh, Exist. I don't know if he was low on bullets, trying to, play it really reserved, but he's going to be kicking himself for that. Because look at the money now. 2.6, 3K, 2.2, so it should be 2.4. It's really not ideal. Oh, my word. That is such a devastating round. He's going to be dropping out the Tech 9 saying, guys, just let's move on. 13-15. Titan back in control here. That should have been NiP's round. That should have been Exist getting that shot. But let's forget about that one coming into this, as it's a brand new round and Exist, the man with the rifle, gonna have to do some real damage. He's been doing wonderfully for NiP so far. He has been top fragging, but that was a real devastating round. But let's see what they can do now. Oh, PK, way to try something new.
Yep, he's definitely varying his play up greatly here. smithzz there again, just towards short. Managed to take down Ali, but GetRight's going to try and follow up on this one quickly. smithzz is just going to say, hell no! And gets the headshot with the CZ as well. RPK holding like he likes to on long. Does take down Forest, then it's really just Freiberg and Exist left. It's a cheeky little shot from Freiberg to neutralise smithzz here, but it's going to take more than that as Exist loses the AK he held from the last round. And Freiberg does get the Tech 9 kill. 3 players yet for him to deal with. Might be able to get an AWP here on this site, but the bomb is in his hands as well. He's got a bit to work with. RPK is just going to try and hold from long. A little bit of happy tapping is enough to dispatch the Swede.
RPK was still reloading then, just like, I'll just strafe left and right for a little bit and let you work on it. All right, guys, it's 14-15. This could be going to overtime here. Let's remember that. This would mean we're going all the way. Now, NiP's T side has been atrocious in comparison to their CT side, whereas Titan really finding their form here. They've started to warm up a little more, but here we go. Let's keep this one fresh. Let's keep what we've got going on. Forest actually picking up the AWP here. That's a difference, and it's not gone any better. smithzz shuts him down, and already Titan looking like they want to take this to OT.
Just almost disdainful play from smithzz there, shutting down Forest in the first few seconds of the round, and NiP might need this overtime. Now, Alu has at least been able to secure that AWP here. He is now standing in mid, but smithzz is already heading back towards A now. Getting rid of RPK is really important here for Get Right. He does do it this time. RPK has been so solid in the last few rounds, but shox is there to back up as well, and NiP, well, they're going to lose a play there as well. Get Right couldn't trade into 2, and now they congregate towards a mid here. Bomb still left in tunnels. Alu is going to look for something in mid, and here's Scream as well.
smithzz watching that bomb? No, okay, I thought smithzz was watching the lower tunnels then for a second, but Scream will be the player to be the linchpin in this if they do push through there. shox is going to quickly adjust round as well. And they're closing on this. Freiberg's taking the bomb away. They're not going towards mids. They're going right towards smithzz, who's been absolutely on point thus far. Already that CZ claiming 1 scalp. Let's see if we can find another. They're all lining up here in mid. smithzz backs away from the smoke. He doesn't head through it, but NiP, they're running that clock down low.
They've only got 36 seconds left, and they are still perched up on short. It's kind of their go-to strat. If they need to do it, smithzz just erupts from the smoke and takes down Alu and Freiberg in a matter of seconds. The CZ, he's got 5 bullets left in that one, and he's done so much work with that in this round and Exist. Well, just has to try and pick up the pieces now, and he instead is going to be left in pieces.
smithzz with the 4K. That CZ work. Oh, my God. All right, 15-15. Oh, let's just watch this again. Just look at this play. It's just filthy. It's just like, what? How can you do that?
The no respect play.
Yeah, and why not, I guess, you know what I mean? Like, it's worked. But NiP are going to be kicking themselves, and I'm wondering which side they start on. I guess they're going to start on T, I guess, which is a bad sign for them. Let's be really honest here. They've been having a real tough time of things, whereas Titan have started to become perfectly dominant on their CT side. Really, really impressively so. They found the aggression. Their players have started to warm up. They've started to play a lot better. And they've been hitting these shots. You know, smithzz was firing on all cylinders throughout that game. shox being the main man in my eyes as how they broke down NiP. But I don't know what NiP can do. Forest was very quiet in that second half on the T side. Get Right wasn't having a big game. You know, it was mostly just Exist doing well. And then, of course, that one gutting round that I don't think he's going to be forgetting for a while.
They had such a distinct lead come into this one as well. It was ridiculous. 14-5, I think it was, if I'm not mistaken. So, you know, NiP squandering that one as well has to play on you mentally. Start to think about, you wouldn't even want to think about how we got here. You should just focus on the here and now if you are NiP. We are obviously waiting for just, the players to sort of connect here. We are missing Exist at this stage. Dropping out momentarily, but again, Titan very good. Scream still has been a standout to me. I have to be honest with you. It's been this sort of his follow-up, his secondary line play has been really, really good. A bit of lurking in the mix there as well. He's always been able to be there. If something looked like it was about to head south for the winter for Titan, he's always seems to be there to turn things back in their favour. Yeah,
and I have to point out again, smithzz as well. That last round really highlighted it. But I don't know, smithzz has been playing out of his mind. It's insane to watch. I don't think anyone's, you know, seen him find that form in quite some time. And if Titan start operating like this, you know, firing on all the cylinders, it's going to be quite the difficult one. But it does seem as though NiP finally get 5 back in the server, maybe having some connection issues there. But we're getting this one started up real soon.
All right, well, NiP now just have to go for something a little bit different here on the T side. I want to see something different instead of the standard set up in mid, try and get picks, lose players at long and their work short. That's definitely what they've been going for as well. I haven't seen much sort of mid to B. I haven't seen them really gain mid control early in the round. The AWP battles either haven't been there or have been lost by NiP. They've always had to resort to this kind of plan B. I'd like to see him take control of mid, and then you can work towards that B, you can work towards that A. But for now, again, Ali not going to be able to connect. Oops, sorry, done it again. Oh, we are in?
No, you are live.
Woo. All right, Ali not be able to connect there as well, as I've got to second guess myself every now and then at least. As Forest will also be working on towards B. So the double AWP setup here that hasn't worked out so far for NiP in use again.
All right, so far the difference is that Forest is actively looking for the pick. They're using these AWPs a lot more to try and get these open. As you can see, Forest really looking for this one, and Get Right, keeping in mind what RPK was doing along. He's checking close, he's mollying out close. smithzz is en route, and smithzz has been having the game of his life, but he doesn't expect Get Right holding the angle already.
Get Right was there when he needed to be at the very least, and smoke goes up in mid. This might be NiP actually using mid, like I said before. Here's Scream though. Scream goes towards wide reg. Exist is about to trade out against him. shox now from CT, realizes he's biting off a bit more than he could chew. He backs up, but he's on his own, and the bomb headed to A.
The difference this round is Get Right winning out on long, and he's made the most of that. That's 3 kills back-to-back for him. Not only finding smithzz on the rotate to back up RPK, but then following in towards RPK and then closing out the round. That is a huge difference for that man. Just working out mentally what RPK was doing has made a big bit of difference. And considering RPK has not been having the game of his life here, that's going to make it difficult. And now here we go, into round 2 in overtime. Not the greatest of buys from Titan either. We've got the scout coming out for smithzz. So I'm wondering what he can achieve with this.
NiP have to identify their sticking points, and they have been long and mid for the most part here. Forest will be shut down. The scout, you wanted to know how it will be used? That's exactly how there is. Forest will fall. RPK again sets up towards long, and Get Right will again be the man tasked with trying to deal with that thorn in NiP's side. The rest of them for the moment are sort of setting up towards long as well. There's some towards A. And in mid as well. Player on short. Looks like it was Alu actually trying to open something up at smithzz. Look at this tight angle. And he misses it though. Alu, of course, will be able to connect with the AWP.
All right. Scream. Just plucking Alu's head off his shoulders. And it looks like NiP are trying to build up short here. They've got the play through long though. That's the important one. Now Scream and shox are kind of surrounded here. They've got to be cautious with it. That bomb is still in the hands of Exist, and look who's chasing it. Scream, he wants blood. He's chasing him right down here. Fryback's going to try and slow him down, but he does fall. Scream, he's not done just yet. He wants to make sure this happens, but shox is watching that cross. Get Right, holding it down as well. Get Right is just peering through at this moment. He's going to get the tag, not the frag, and now shox is loose.
Oh, I'd hate to run into Scream in a dark quarter of an A map. I tell you what, that guy's an absolute monster. Just took that challenge
shox
so
didn't
confidently.
see Exist.
No, Get Right will be able to make his way in towards mid. At least Get Right does go down, but shox still seems to be at least considering this B side here as well. So even though he didn't see Exist, there's still suspicion from shox there as to where he may be. Can Exist make the most of this one though? He made a little bit of sound dropping off that platform. He's going to go for the plan here as well. So shox will be alerted here. Both shox and Scream are exceedingly low. So is Exist. No nades for any of these players right now as well. So it's just going to go in dry, and Scream does. He does take down Exist, and it will be Titan getting one back.
Phrasing, but still Scream's going to get the defuse. 3k for him in the end. Oh, Mitch over Leslie.
Now,
No wonder he sends you guys.
Anders said go in raw, so I don't know who's worse, to be honest. I really don't. I'm sure everyone at home understood exactly what I meant.
Oh, okay, hold on. We're seeing the three interesting guns for NiP. We're going to the double AWP coming out for Forest and Alu, and Exist joining in with the auto sniper there. So spamming out those doors going to make it super hard work on the cross, but actually not catching out anyone just yet. Crossing down low, and they get 0 damage done. But he does enough money to trade up for the rifle, so he'll be back to normal on the reset here. But still, NiP looking to do some early damage. No one on long this time for Titan. RPK and shox going to head down towards short.
Yeah, the recoil from the auto sniper as well for Exist, I think it was just too considerable there. He trades that one out, so that's fine. As smithzz already quite low, and Get Right actually seems to be the man who wants to challenge on towards mid here. It's going to be a smoke thrown as well. Existence might want to have a crack at this as well. He, this time, being pulled away from long, so NiP can actually work on towards that if they wanted to. But as well, look at Scream getting aggressive in tunnels as well. So much aggression coming out from Titan in general. It's a very much a different setup for them here. But so far, it seems like NiP have been able to get a foothold today.
Exactly, they're working down long while we speak. shox is going to be waiting for them there, but Scream is pushing up in mid. Turns the flash, but the second one catches him. Get Right catches him out, but it's down to shox now. He's got 3 players pouring in. He's going to see the first. He's going to get taken down by Forest, though, and the A side is now swarmed with the Swedes coming into place as Exist expects RPK, and Existence is left in the cold.
NiP have got to be happy with this. 2 rounds on the T side now in this overtime. They played their CT so well, and now they wake up on the T. This is perfect. Just put a couple rounds together here for them now, and they will have this game. The last time that NiP and Titan faced off again was probably a couple of weeks ago, was also an overtime game, a very close one. NiP won at 21-16 on Cobblestone. So they, at least, I guess they have that momentum coming in from winning those overtimes here. Titan would love to shake that monkey off their back here if they can.
I don't know what to expect, though, because NiP's CT side was really quite strong, but then again, Titan seem to have warmed up now. So Scream with the rifle. Where do we sit in this? It's going to be hard, but NiP's T side suddenly finding a little bit of footing. It was out of nowhere, just breaking through on long, winning the exchanges against RPK. Even though RPK wasn't exactly a big factor in the first half, just the couple of kills he got was just stopping Get Right from getting control on long, and then smithzz backing him up, stopping him on short, and finally winning those trades means a big bit of difference.
This is why it confused me a little bit at that last round, because Titan won a round, and then the next round, the CT setup, it could have been because of spawns, but they completely changed it. There was no RPK sitting up close on long. He was actually towards mid. And as a result, you're seeing NiP was actually able to walk onto long, and the rest is history. So now with 2 rounds in the pocket for them here in overtime, time to see what they put together on CT. Double AWP worked beautifully for them here on their CT side. And let's see if Titan can overcome this challenge.
It is a dangerous investment, though. We saw the scout having to come through from smithzz when it didn't work out. Titan on their CT side, but we are live into this. It's the second half of overtime here, and Titan taking the train through those B tunnels. Alu's going to be the one to be waiting up on short, but doesn't seem to be expecting this, and shox already just tapping away wildly, but Alu catching out Scream. How the hell does he do that? But quickly, Titan going to take themselves through mid.
It's whack-a-mole in reverse. The moles come up and they whack you. Now shox on towards Exist there as well. It's a 3v3. This could get real close here as shox and smithzz are set up on short. Get Right and Forest are going to be forced to be brought across here, and RPK in tunnels might be able to cut them off here because see Titan, they're wasting no time. They're shoving their way on towards his A side. smithzz out in front. He with a Tech 9. He's going to try and maybe neutralize friberg as he comes up to challenge here. friberg's
got real up close and personal, and they did not predict that. He got flashed out instantly, and they didn't want that to happen. But still, look at Titan. They're breaking through. It's just down to this 1v1. shox against Get Right. shox is going to go for the plant, fakes it out. Get Right peeks up, and there's no Cali moment here. shox does do what is needed, and they do get that important round on the board. But that was backward and forward.
That was intense as well. After the first shot as well, coming up from Alu, which was at the most, it was ambitious. It was like, all right, then let's go, bam, straight away. But Titan able to turn that one around, and we see that actually in the last few rounds, or the last few rounds, we've seen shox alive, and he can work from mid or from CT. He always managed to get 1 or maybe 2 players and turn what looked like a good round from NiP into a very, very negative situation, and Titan somehow managed to tie the bow on it.
There you go, 17-17. Titan looking to kind of increase the tempo to this. It's going to be Forest, Get Right, and Exist watching those doors. A lot of damage coming towards shox. He did take the fight, but his Forest waiting patiently. Gets down 1, but he can't sustain long enough. It's Scream and smithzz breaking through. They're pouring bodies towards us, then backing away. And while this happens, look at that mini-map. It's RPK just leering in towards B. He knows it's clear. He knows there's no one here. Exist has got up close, but Titan can walk through in this one. And it's going to be Exist, Alu, and friberg on the retake now, up against the 4 of Titan players. And RPK, flashes come out, great work. Going to give NiP a little bit of control here.
Good nade over towards RPK as well. That's going to soften him up a little bit here for NiP to start to make this retake, but smithzz shuts down Alu so aggressively there, looking in towards that window. He will get the pick, and ESEA can trade back into this one as well, but NiP here running out of players to make this one work with. Conversely, Titan are low on health. They are a little bit wounded here, but they have such good cover over the entry points to be.
And there's only 2 flashes on NiP. They do have a kit on Freiburg, though. And this is going to be a real tough one to retake. However, Titan are out of utility, but it looks like it's run time for NiP. Exist is getting out of there. Freiburg trying to catch him on the way out, but he gets taken down by Scream, and now Exist. Run as fast as you can, because the Titan boys are closing in. They do not want you to keep that AWP in hand. They've got a good idea where he is. Scream is looking for it now. Exist will get one, but Existence trades it out. And it looks as though, well, NiP's money is going to be in tatters.
I may have cursed NiP here.
You think you did?
They got 2 rounds on the T side, and I'm thinking, okay, that's good. You know, that's that's about half of what they got in their T half. But now Titan reciprocate. They now have those 2 T side rounds, and this could be match point. This could be Titan cleaning this one up here as well. If they just can push through here, we could see NiP got pretty much nothing gun-wise, and this time the auto sniper stat works for Titan.
Oh no,
Gross.
That's devastating. Existence just taken down to Forest and Get Right Go. B is open for the taking, and Titan, they are en route. Just going to make the most of that. Bomb is on the way. shox holding long patiently, but it's not where the action's going down. RPK just bulldozes his way towards the side. shox even catching out Alu and Long, leaving just Freiburg alive. And if I was NiP, I would be devastated.
They got completely shut down there as well. RPK showing them how it's done. Those first 2 picks